Hello there, welcome back to the new lecture. So in this lecture, we'll discuss the selection of a sprinkler system. After the end of this lecture, you would be able to understand the sprinkler system selection. So let's start. So here we'll see these fire sprinkler system selection criteria. So here one table is shown, which we have taken from the NFPA 13. Table 17.7.2.1 required water supply is given here. Okay, so NFPA 13 table is shown and how the required water supply differ for each sprinkler system type, wet, dry, pre-action and deluge, that we have to see. Okay, so in that, if you see, the first one is given here, wet system. The system type is wet system. Okay, so as you know that in wet pipe sprinkler system, the pipe are already filled with water, correct? So when a sprinkler head activates, water is immediately released. Here the water supply requirement is given. The flow requirement of the hydraulically most remote system demand for 1 minute. It means what? Since no extra time is needed here to fill the piping, so you only need to provide enough water to supply the design or remote area at the required density of 1 minute or the duration specified by the design and code. Okay, so the key point is what? In wet pipe sprinkler system, no additional water volume is needed to fill the pipe because they are already filled, correct? Next we have a dry system. So in the dry pipe sprinkler system, the pipe are filled with air or nitrogen, not water. Okay, so the water is held back by a dry pipe valve until the system activate. So here the water supply requirement is given. Flow requirement of the hydraulically most remote system demand for 1 minute plus the volume needed to fill all dry piping. So here what happens, when a sprinkler head opens, the air pressure drop and the valve trips and water begin to fill the piping. So you must have enough water flow to both to fill the empty piping in a timely manner, to avoid significant delay in suppressing the fire, and provide the needed flow to the remote sprinkler at the required density of at least 1 minute. Okay, so here the key point is what? In dry pipe sprinkler system, the code imposes a maximum time of 60 seconds in which water must reach the remote or farthest sprinkler. So the supply must handle both the sprinkler demand and the volume needed to fill the pipe within that time. Next we have a pre-action. If you see, pre-action system. So as you know that in pre-action sprinkler system, it initially a dry system. Similar to dry pipe system, here the pipes are typically filled with air. Okay, so a pre-action valve hold water back until the detection system activate. So here to trigger activation, you know that a separate fire detection device open the pre-action valve allowing water to fill the pipe, and second, once a sprinkler head fusible elements open, water is released on the fire. Here the water supply requirement is same principle as a dry pipe system. Okay, see now, flow requirement of the hydraulically most remote system demand for 1 minute plus the volume needed to fill all dry piping. So even though it needs a detection signal first, you still must account for filling the pipe once the pre-action valve opens and providing the required sprinkler flow for at least 1 minute. So here the important key point is what? Because the piping is dry before the first trigger event, you must size the water supply to fill the piping quickly and meet the fire demand. Then see the deluge system. So this deluge system are typically used in high hazard area, all of you know. And here all sprinkler or nozzles are open. High hazard area means aircraft hangar, chemical storage, or where rapid application of water over a large area is necessary. So here the water is held back by a deluge valve controlled by a detection system. So once activated, the deluge valve open and water floods all open sprinklers simultaneously. Okay. And the water supply requirement, like other dry pipe sprinkler system, you must have enough flow to fill the piping and discharge through all open sprinkler in the protected area. So the table next here, see, now in this slide will give here the guidance is given on choosing the appropriate sprinkler system based on the type of building, environmental condition and risk level of the protected area. So in that, the first is given wet pipe sprinkler system. So what is given here? Building that uses the wet pipe system is a high rise or office building with a few floors. So wet pipe sprinkler system typically use where such as a heated building, you can say. This type of sprinkler system use for heated building means no risk of freezing, such as high rise offices, commercial building, residential structure and places with normal temperature control. And it is also common in smaller or mid-size building with standard fire risk. Now here the question is why it is selected. Because the pipes are already full of water, so the response time is fast as compared to other type of sprinkler, and it is simplest and most cost effective to install and maintain. Okay. But remember, this type of system is not suitable for areas with low temperature where water in the pipe can freeze. Okay. Next is dry pipe sprinkler system. So typically use building or areas with low temperature such as parking garages, loading docks, cold storage warehouses or unheated attics. So any environment where freezing is a significant concern, in that environment we are using dry pipe system. Okay. And why it is selected? Simple, because here the pipes are filled with pressurized air or nitrogen, preventing water from freezing in cold climate. Okay. Then next one is the pre-action sprinkler system. So this system typically use high value or water sensitive environment such as libraries, data center, museum, art galleries, an area with expensive electronics. Okay. Is it clear? So we need to place, places contain item of high value like electronics. Okay. So remember this thing. And why this pre-action sprinkler system is selected in this high value or water sensitive environment? Because see, it uses a two-step activation. A separate fire detection system opens the pre-action valve, then sprinkler release water only if they themselves activate. So in this way you can minimize the risk of accidental flooding caused by mechanical damage to a sprinkler head or false alarm. Okay. So this type of system is more complex than a standard wet or dry pipe system because it requires a reliable detection system and specialized valve. Okay. So the installation and maintenance cost is high of this system. Already I have discussed in detail. Then the next one is Deluge sprinkler system. So this system typically use high hazard areas where flammable liquid, combustible material or rapid fire spread is a concern. For example, industrial plants, okay, industrial storage areas, industrial plants, chemical storage areas, even the aircraft hangar. Okay. So the situation requiring instantaneous water flow over a large area to suppress or control a rapidly growing fire, in that we have to use the deluge sprinkler system. Okay. And why it is selected? Because here the all sprinkler head or nozzles are open, as you know that. So water is held back by a deluge valve connected to a fire detection system. So when triggered, water floods all open heads simultaneously, quickly soaking the entire hazard zone. Okay. So in this way we need to select the sprinkler system. Okay. Now the topics which we have covered in this session, we have discussed in detail about the sprinkler system selection. Hope all of you enjoy this session. See you in next one.